Hello. About a year ago, I started to hear a little bit about fracking in a lot of places. Sometimes what I heard sounded good. Great news, I thought. Fracking provides a clean burning alternative to coal with a 50-plus year track record of safety right here in Ohio. Sometimes, though, what I heard sounded really, really bad. Oh no, fracking results in earthquakes and tap water that can be set on fire. With fewer than 10 years of large-scale practice, the long-term consequences of unconventional oil and gas extraction are anybody's guess. The more I listened, the clearer it became. The only constant surrounding horizontal hydraulic fracturing was controversy. So I started asking the people in my life what they knew about fracking. And here, finally, consensus. They all said, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I don't know if it is a good thing or a bad thing. With that, I decided it was time to look into fracking for myself. And luckily, it has never been easier to do your own digging. So one night, a year ago, after my last email check of the day, I Googled fracking in Ohio. And within that first 5 minutes, my curiosity turned to concern, which then became something close to panic, which then, over the next few months, became action. And that is why I am here today, to invite anyone who doesn't feel they know enough about fracking to have an opinion, to please give yourself 5 minutes to do your own digging. That first search will in very short order lead you to your opinion, your side of the debate. And if your curiosity should turn to concern as mine did, don't despair. That is what the Community Bill of Rights is for. It is for us. Now, I am not here to try to convince you that my conclusions will be your conclusions, but I would like to share some of the Google searches that I have found to be the most helpful in the pursuit of my horizontal hydraulic fracturing education. Search number 1, Ohio fracking jobs. The industry has been in our state long enough that real numbers are coming in, not just optimistic projections. Search number 2, is natural gas cleaner than coal? There is a lot of vigorous debate about this bedrock industry assertion. Search number 3, Halliburton loophole. This is a very eye-opening search. It really showcases the absolute unity between the oil and gas industry and the U.S. government. And I think it also makes a very compelling case for the need for many more community rights-based initiatives across this country. This leads very easily to a fourth search option, Ohio injection wells. Despite the acknowledgement that injection wells create earthquakes, the state is expanding this program. I think it is only reasonable to question the wisdom and security of this subterranean waste sequestration tactic, given the obvious structural disturbances and upheavals that earthquakes produce. Can anyone guarantee that this toxic radioactive waste will not one day migrate into our water supply? This question leads to my fifth search suggestion, Ohio fracking regulation. If the Ohio Department of Natural Resources denies a permit request, industry can appeal that decision. However, currently there is no appeal process for the residents of the counties that host unconventional oil and gas drilling, injection wells, or accept toxic radioactive solid waste into their municipal landfills. Again, that is what the Community Bill of Rights is for. It is for us. It inserts us into the conversation that has been for too long just between industry and our state's very accommodating regulatory agencies. It asserts our right to question, debate, and impact outcomes in a meaningful way. It restores our rightful place at the table and reserves our right to say no. After all, what is best for corporations the likes of Halliburton, ExxonMobil, and Chesapeake Energy is not always what is in the best interest for the people of Columbus, Ohio. I also started wondering what over 100 years of hosting fossil fuel industries has meant for Ohio. So I went back to my computer with a few questions. What is the most polluted state in the U.S.? Ohio. The people of Ohio breathe the most toxic air in the nation. What are the most polluted beaches in the U.S.? The Great Lakes. What is the most polluted river in the U.S.? The Ohio River. What does Ohio's economy rank? 41st. However, we are first in something. We are the first state in the U.S. to freeze our renewable energy and energy efficiency standards, despite 6 years of successful implementation and job creation. Perhaps efficiency is seen as the enemy of demand for all our newfound oil and gas. Clearly, we haven't won so many races to the bottom as a result of hamstringing industry with hysterical, overreaching environmental regulation. The answer does not rest with our political parties. From our Republican governor to our Democrat president, the red carpet has been rolled out across the country for the oil and gas industry, except in a few places, which leads me to my final Google search suggestion: U.S. fracking bans. Under this search, you will find lots of cities, states, and even entire countries that have banned outright the practice of horizontal hydraulic fracturing. But in this list, there is one that interests me above all others. I am referring to the resolution passed this year by the City Council of Washington, D.C., that prohibits fracking in the George Washington National Forest due to concerns that such activity has the potential to contaminate drinking water supplies. The 1.1 million acre forest contains headwaters of the Potomac River, which is the sole source of drinking water for the nation's capital. Maybe the Ohio River, sole source of drinking water for millions of Americans, deserves such attentive and wise stewardship too. If the City Council of Washington, D.C. thinks the current practices and techniques of this industry are not yet competent enough to be trusted, and that the regulatory framework is not yet robust and competent enough to be trusted, then maybe we should stop trusting it too. There are alternatives to fossil fuel. There are no alternatives to pure water, clean air, and safe soil. So please, find out what you think about fracking for yourself. Don't settle for not knowing any longer. Within just 5 minutes of looking, your opinion will begin to form. And the longer you look, the stronger it will grow. Strong enough, I hope, to warrant your signature on our petition, and then hopefully on May 2015, your vote in favor of the Columbus Community Bill of Rights. Thanks.